Hello, everyone listening, watching. Um, I am excited to start this live stream. I've actually tried to do this a couple of times and started a couple of live streams on this, but I I deleted them as soon as I got them because I realized I was making some mistakes here and it wouldn't be very entertaining to be a part of. So I wanted to start this so you can see I've written some stuff here. I've gotten some stuff down. That was like already a 2 hour live stream. So I've got to change my the method here a little bit so that it's not that so that it's not that. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to get the melody all written out here. I think that's pretty important. The the melody to Bridge Over Troubled Water is timeless and extremely meaningful, and I think so. Well, I wrote this to sorry, I didn't write this. Paul Simon wrote this, but I am arranging this based on I'm writing it for military band, like it says in the title, and I'm doing that because I'm in the National Guard, the 144th Army Band from the Illinois National Guard, and I kind of, you know, a song, like you know a song, right, from a long time ago, and then it kind of resurfaces after years. You hear it again, you're like, oh man, where did that song go in my like memory? Um, that happened with this song, and I'm like, man, where is it? Where has it been? Um, I missed it and I forgot how much I liked it. So that happened. And for some reason, when I heard it this time, it really um, brought me back to the mission of the National Guard to be there for, you know, because we're part of our community. Um, the mission to be there in times of need for the people often that are our neighbors, our friends, our family members, like right next door, even a little metaphorically, you know, just right next door, all around us. So I wanted to arrange this piece for military band and put it out there for you know all National Guard, all Army bands, in fact, have this cool place where we can kind of send ideas out and say, hey, do you guys want an arrangement of this? You know, and so that's a really nice community thing that we are able to do, and it's always nice to have a lot of content on there we can go through if some army band is like, well, it'd be nice to play this piece. I wonder if there's an arrangement already out there. Well, if I do it here, then it will be. So that'll be cool. But it's a really good reminder of the National Guard's mission to be there for our communities in time of need. The Illinois National Guard, a while back, there was a huge Mississippi River flood, um, and the Illinois National Guard got activated. Even some band members, some of the 144th band members, were on that, you know, sandbagging the banks of the river and everything like that, and just helping the community, you know, over here on our home soil, you know, as opposed to the rest of the army, which is usually kind of concentrated on things happening overseas. So this is really a unique part of being in the National Guard is really your primary mission is to serve the people nearest to you. Um, so that's pretty cool, and I thought this was a great representation of that. So I'm going to start out here. You know, like I said, I've already got some stuff written some content here, but what really slows me down is getting this melody worked out, kind of like around the rest of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the melody from. Um, I mean, it's a timeless classic, so it's just all over all over the internet. You can find arrangements of it, sheet music for it, and I'm just gonna grab that. I would play it and kind of transcribe it, but that would take a lot of time, and also then playing the actual song by um, performed by Simon and Garfunkel, sorry, might result in some copyright issues, even though I'm not trying to make money off of this or anything. So I am going to get the rest of this melody written down and kind of go through. I'm going to use that writing the melody to sort of go through how I want the song to progress. So I've already started it out quite simple here. I've just got the melody and literally um, the most just simplistic bass line going here. In fact, I've just got fifths going on underneath the melody. Um, Super simple. Not a whole lot of harmony going on. And then here we add some harmony, and then it goes back to simple. So I'm going to finish out the melody. Here we've gotten to I will dry them all there in the first verse. So we're getting to a larger part here. Let's see. We've got let's see. When tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. Okay, so then the next part is I'm on your side. So there's a whole bar of rest there, and then a beat. You'll get to hear the instruments as I work on it. There we go. That's nice. And then let's go with continue the melody in the trombones. So this isn't gonna just be straight just copying and everything here. I'm gonna make some decisions about where the melody's gonna exist as far as instrumentation, and that's gonna help me. I should say, while I'm writing the melody out, I'm going to be thinking about how I'd like the song to progress in intensity and all other things, dynamics and stuff like that, and density of instrumentation. And with that in mind, then I'm going to make decisions about in what voice the melody will be. So for now, I'm going to keep it in the trombone or trombones here. I'll get it written down here first, and then I'll kind of just copy paste it to the other trombone part because I want them to all be in unison, make sure it's sticking out of the texture. I think of while I'm writing this down, I'll kind of explain my thoughts here. I think of music with a few categories. In the way that it's made up. So, for instance, well, the ones I think of are melody, harmony, and kind of groove, I should say. Oh, I already wrote "I'm on your side," didn't I? So now I'm on "When times get rough." Man, it's harder than I thought to write and talk at the same time. Even just to kind of copy from something else. So what I'm doing here with this piece is I'm going to I didn't want that to be a rest. What I'm gonna do is I know that the why did that happen? I know that the piece is timeless, okay? And the melody I feel is what's the most timeless about it. Like everybody will recognize the melody. I think everybody also probably knows the is familiar with the piano part at the beginning. You know, maybe not the intro, but the everybody knows that be da boo dee be da 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 dum. You know that kind of fall on the piano. Be da dee 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 dee. Boom be do do dee. Um, Other than that, the melody is really what does it. So what I'm gonna do is use the melody as this kind of um, grabbing on force for the listener to really latch onto. And what's fun about that is melody is such a powerful force, especially if an audience already knows it. And that includes if you're writing a new piece, if you play the melody once for them to know if it's simple enough, and then later on you do more things to it. But in this piece, they even already know the melody probably before it starts. You know, they could probably sing it as soon as you say, "Hey, how's Bridge Over Troubled Water go?" They could probably sing it. So then now it's really powerful, and I can use that to really play with the harmony underneath, especially if I leave the groove very simple. And groove includes, maybe I'll go back to the beginning here. You can see I've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, that going on. That sets up a groove that's really easy to latch onto as well. So I'm just going to keep that kind of simplicity going through here and really play with the harmony a lot as I go along. I'm going to make this melody really simple. I'll probably change up the rhythms as I go along too. So what we got? When times get rough, I might as well. When times get rough. Mm, is that the right key? Yeah. I'm probably singing wrong pitches. When, when time, when times get rough. There we go. And now we're gonna go pretty high for trombone here. I think it goes up to the third. It goes up a sixth on this. That would be pretty high for trombone. And I don't have a problem with trombones playing that high. What I have a problem with in this context is it will really I don't want it to be difficult to play so much that trombone has to be like ba ba, you know, really just have to blast into it. Not ready for that yet. So what I'd like to do is maybe give it to horn and support that with tenor sax or something. So what I'd like to do is it always helps. I'll add it in beforehand and then hand it over to horn. Make the transition a little easier. Maybe I'll get rid of tenor sax for now. Alright, so now we're going to be on When Friends Just Can't Be Found. We're going to need a B flat. Well, it would be, man, that's also kind of low for horn. This may be not a very fun register. I Bet clarinets can take this on. Yeah, clarinets could take this on pretty easily. Put it in all three of them here. Yeah, yeah, that'll work great. Either that or I was doing the wrong thing in horn. Yeah, you know what? I was taking an octave lower than I needed to. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so, and friends just can't be found. Be found. And then we'll get like a bridge over troubled water. So, let's get rid of that stuff. I don't think we need that. This will be great. We can support that with a tenor sax. That's not really too high for tenor sax. If we take it out of concert pitch, we can see that that's not really difficult at all. Alto sax actually may match the timbre a little better, so let's do that. Let's put it in alto. But let's not leave the trombones out here. So yeah, you see that G. You know, it's not technically, it lights up yellow like that when it thinks it's kind of out of the reasonable range of that instrument, but that's not really that impossible for a skilled trombonist. I'll probably leave those two pitches in unison on trombone to really support, like, hey, we're handing it off to the horns right now. You need to guide the audience, you know, give them a chance to latch on to a new voice. If I started harmony in the trombones right away, the audience might hear when times get rough, you know, when times get, is it rough? Yeah, rough, and then if it got here and I did harmony, they'd still be listening for the trombone voice. So they might hear, when times get rough and friends just can't be found. You know, they're going to hear that trombone voice sticking out more because they're really paying attention to it. So I like to do unison, even if it's octave unison at first, to really let them latch on. Okay, now the new voice. A new voice has this thing that I'm listening for, and they can really take it over from there. So yeah, I'll use that way. Let's let horn and sax carry this. Friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled. So let's keep going. That's starting to get a little high for horn. Or maybe. Yeah, not really that bad. I don't know what I was thinking. So like a bridge over troubled water. Yeah, I asked where I wanted to tie that, please. Thank you. Water, troubled water. We're asking a little bit of our horn player here to start out. Yeah, rip on this melody and then work down into your lower range. Kind of middle range for horn though. For the instrument anyway. It kind of depends on the player, I guess. Troubled water. I will lay me down. So that's probably, that's not too bad on either of them. Yeah, definitely not. We're not above the staff on horn, so still doing okay. I know horn can play higher than that, just not ready for it to stick out like that yet. So we've given horn just can't be found. When friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. And then why don't we, oh, you know what? Yeah, yeah, there are two of them. It does it again. And you know, yeah, that's still high for trombone. Yeah, let's leave it on the, let's leave it on the horn there. And with horn, I'm pretty much just always gonna have alto sax with the horn. The timbre matches so great. The range is very similar. But I think this time I may give this line a little bit of darkness here. And let's use, ooh, that's too high for baritone. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's use low clarinet. Really let this line, I will lay me down right here. This time, let's give it some darkness and have it help us fade back into the rest in between these two, and in between this and the verse, because there's a little piano interlude that happens. And yeah, so we can have a little bit of rest right here after the clarinets play I will lay me down. And then since I've got a whole verse and a chorus, let's go ahead and arrange this verse and chorus. I don't usually like to do that, but copying the melody for the rest of this time may probably be a little boring to watch. So let's go ahead and get this down. When friends just can't be found, like, let's put a double bar line right there. Bridge over troubled water. um, okay, now since I haven't done it yet, I'm gonna go ahead and play what I've got here until I get to the melody part I've just written, because the rhythms are kind of, you'll hear it when I start arranging it. So let's start at the beginning. So what we've got here is almost this constant fifths here until we get right here. Um, Almost kind of like sea shanty esque. I might go ahead and change the tempo. It is getting a little. I tend to like want things to be slower than maybe they should be for the audience to stay invested. It can get a little sleepy, and don't I don't want that to happen. So at lower tempos, 4 beats per minute can be a substantial difference. So let's see. So giving this tuba beat 4 is going to be great. All the power is going to be in the tuba section here to set the tempo, because they're going to give 4, and then that's when these instruments are going to know when to change. So when to change. So that's a lot of power in the tuba section, and that's really going to set up that third element, that groove I was talking about. All right, so let's get back to where the melody comes in. And then we get back to I'm on your side. I'm in the wrong key, but you get the point. So here we add a little bit of depth when tears are in your eyes, and I like this. A little bit of yearning to that. To that little section there. I don't like, I've got a half step going on there. I'm starting to think I should move this over. To the beginning of the bar, actually. Let's listen to that. Yeah, I would be fine with that, except it kind of lines these two up too well. Let's see what this sounds like. No, I liked it the other way, because we've already got, so this, we've got a couple suspensions happening here. So we've got this tenor sax / baritone line here suspending on this F before they land. They settle on E flat to match the bass here in the tuba. And then that's going to give horn is going to be on this D natural and go up to the E flat. Happening on the same beat as this melody note may detract a little bit from it, but let's take the accent off of there and see if that kind of dulls the impact a little. In fact, let's do a little swell on that. I think that'll that'll help us out. That'll help to not detract from the melody quite as much. Let's try that. you can see slash hear that the melody then even kind of pops out of that E flat that's in the horn or horns here. The melody even, it sort of prepares us for that melody note up there. That might be nice because then the trombones can listen to that and be like, oh, where's that melody note? Be able to pick out that fourth and that leap a little more easily. So let's see, before I leave this section, I want to make sure I'm really happy with it. The only thing I feel like might be happening is baritone sax might be a little rough of a sound. And if this all could happen in the baritone, that might be pretty nice instead of bari sax. And then, of course, the only, let's see, I could swap this out. So let's swap that out there. And then that lightens up. Let's put this in a clarinet. That'll be nice. It's a beautiful range of clarinet. I can put it in two of them, really darken this tone up. Because tenor and bari saxophones can have a little bit of brightness to them, a little more readiness. Yeah, there's definitely more subtlety in having the clarinets do that, but maybe we just need one. Because clarinet 3 could still be, a couple of players. So I think it'll balance fine on one part. I may have underestimated the clarinet's power to breathe. Don't need that dotted quarter. So, okay, I like the timbre that's happening here. I'll tell you what, I've got this A flat here, but let's let the baritone breathe. In fact, I shouldn't have deleted that outright. When I can select it and then control click to bring it here. Let's see, once I have it selected, number 9, we'll take it up an octave. And then let's let's take that A flat out of there. I don't think it needs to be in there. The main part of this intro, the main function that's happening during the song that really gives it that churchy vibe, almost like gospel vibe, is this going from the third to the fourth here, and this sort of plagal cadence back and forth, this plagal like vamp. That gives it this real kind of church hymnal sort of feel. And so I think in the first 6 bars, it's kind of like we get the point, we get the plagalness, okay? And so I can get away with not doing that on this last bar leading up to the melody. So let's play with it a little bit, make it a little bit different. So we're subverting an expectation here. I could even have, let's have clarinets land on this root and then just fade into nothing here. If we can even get the... Now I'm not going to adjust that. I would adjust this to miss that note so clarinets could read it, but remember we're in concert pitch here, so once I adjust, there we go. So once I put it in, it's going to change according to what that's actually going to look like. In fact, it would be nice to put this after the note and have it, but no, that's not how it really goes. And I always like to extend these into the next rest, and it's a little bit of a visual cue to the player that hey, this is how long this note actually lasts. Don't give up on it before you get to the rest. Decrescendo all the way into the next beat, right until you hit that wall of the next beat. So let's hear that again. I think it sounds so nice. So we're lifting and settling back in, and now it's going to get even more comfortable. We're home. Okay. Think we might have a little too much going on right here. And I think it's just a part of, we've got this F. Yeah, tenor sax doesn't need to double that. Alto sax is on. Oh, it's not doubling that. There we go. So maybe I need to put this in concert pitch before I start doing that. Yeah, so we've got this A flat, or sorry, C going on here. That's already in the melody. Tenor sax doesn't need to double that. Ooh, and I accidentally left that baritone part down here. So that may have been affecting the balance of that. Let's leave Barry out of it. It's a little too strong. I also haven't told the Barry sax how loud to be, which is a problem. That helps a lot. Okay, maybe we don't need to be that quiet. That's my fault. There we go. How about that? Okay, was that... I don't think that was really helpful from the alto sax to have this B flat G. We've already got something going on there. Maybe having the B flat was too much, and we can just make this a whole note and just step up to the G, and then we can have that fade out just like I had the clarinets do before. Now for alto, that positioning, yeah, it's gonna change drastically when I display it in transposed pitch. So how about now? Okay, so that I'm pretty happy with. It's not blowing my mind. I wonder if I need that tenor part to be here. I wonder if it just needs to be said. Alright, let's go back with it there. Huh. tried to go back instead of forward. You know what? I really don't think it needs to be said. I don't think it does. Let's let's switch the alto part to tenor here. Have a little bit darker of a sound. Yeah. Yeah, that just really didn't need to happen there. So good change, good change. We could darken this up a little bit by putting it in clarinet and bass clarinet instead. Let's see how that sounds. You know, I could leave it that way. Um, I could put it in both and have it piano really blend those sounds. I do worry a little bit if I don't end up with a tenor sax and bari sax are kind of like, if you're going to be missing an instrument, those are some of the first to be missing. So maybe blending these sounds is a good idea, and then just in case one of those instruments is missing, it can sort of make up for that. Let's try that. So we've got a very clear D, ba, B, ba. That bass line is as old as time. Let's try. Let's try this. No, that's not good. Okay, the melody has this C going on. Oh, that's not what I want. I'm trying a little something that sounds a little, um, I don't want to say boring, but it sounds a little plain. Um, yeah, I could leave it at the 1 4 1 4 1. It gets me out of having that constant bass line. It changes things up a little bit, adds a little more propulsion before we get to the I'm on your side. So let's actually, I may be trying to subvert this expectation a little too early. Instead of going one, I can't sing that low. 1 4 1. Instead of trying to subvert that expectation here, maybe going like 5 4 1. Why don't I go like 1 4 and then start playing an inversion of the one chord? So go 1 4 5 6, and then like do some interesting stuff, and then when we get to I'm on your side, it'll be it'll get really gritty for a second, you know. It's because we already added some harmony back here to um, when tears are in your eyes. We really um, made that a little bit longing tears, you know, a little bit of sadness and longing. I'm on your side. Let's make that pretty comforting. Let's make I'm on your side pretty comforting here. So I don't want to get too far removed from traditional harmony, but let's climb up the tree a little bit here. We've got some pretty big leaps going on. So I've got C in the bass, C up here. Um, let's keep this D going on. And then I'm on your side is G, F, E flat, F. So G, F, E flat, that could be comfortably part of E flat major, that could be comfortably part of C minor. It would be a little weirder to be part of an F chord. Um, G, F, E flat. If we inverted the one chord over B flat, that could be nice. Um, so we could have a C going here. In fact, we could do a 5 of 5, and then, yeah, do a 5 of 5. So do an F over C. And then end up on well, let's see. I'm on your side kind of ends up on the 5 chord, doesn't it? I'm on your side. Yeah, F, B, F, B flat, D. Not in that order. So, let's save that. Let's save what we've got going on. Let's not get to the B flat too soon. Here's where we want the B flat to be happening. I'm on your side. Now, this being an inversion actually could help us not have to worry about that because it's not going to sound like a final like B flat we've arrived sound. It'll sound a little more passive, especially with the third in the bass. That feels the most passive to me with the third in the bass. Feels like it could be a lot of other things. Um, so let's build from here. We've got C down here, so let's make this an F. So let's not do a 5 of 5. Let's do a minor chord. Let's do a 2 and then 5, and then we'll do 2 again and then 5. So 2, so we've got 5 with the third in the bass, 2 with the seventh in the bass. That'd be a little rough because we've got the, well, no, we've got the root there and then the seventh. And then it's going to land on a big 5 chord. I don't know how that just happened. Yeah, I always like to check my ledger lines just to be sure that I've got the note that I intend. Goes a long way. Yeah, that'll be nice and home, but I want to try it. Let's not. Let's not do that. That's a lot to ask for from the listener at this point. Let's be really direct with this. And then let's do a little suspension here so we don't just have this 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of robotic thing happening. They've got that note going on. We've got the 2 chord instead of the 5 of 5 going to 5 here. So we've got F, C. This has got all the motion with the G, F, E flat. So there's really no third here to tell us that we're doing anything minor. We could get a little bit of we've got a little space between these two voices here. I don't think I want to fill that up this time. Let's let it be kind of light. Feel like home. It's supposed to be I'm on your side. It's supposed to feel really warm and comforting. So let's stick with that. I want to stick with that. I don't want to branch out too far here and alienate the listener. I think I've moved too much my harmonic rhythm. Is sorry, I had a gap to think. My harmonic rhythm is a little stale there. So your harmonic rhythm is how often does the chord change? And here I've got 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3 going on in the bass line. It's really just repetitive and it starts to get stale. So let's liven it up a little bit. We've got this ending here. And then this is a weird part of the song to me because there's really like this gap of a measure, and it feels a little uncomfortable to me. So I want it to sound more like we've got this when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. One, I'm on your side. So I want it to be like right up. I want it to happen here in this measure. And it just doesn't. It doesn't happen there. I am gonna change that note. Um, sorry, just a random kind of thought interjection there. So I don't know. I'm having a little bit of trouble in my mind thinking about how to advance the music without feeling stale for that bar. It kind of feels like a weird thing. So let's see. We've got 1, 2. When you're what are the words? When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in. So we kind of have this landing place there. Your eyes, I will try them all. Mm. And I wanted, see, I so badly want it to happen there, but it pushes back a bar. I'm on your side. That feels more like a landing place. So that's what's awkward. We've had this when you're weary, feeling small. These kind of landing places every two bars, and it's been this kind of groove, and this really pushes it back a bar, this blank space. I'm on your side when times are bleak. So let's see if we have even kind of a traditional 8-bar phrase. Yeah, no, I don't feel like we do here. So I will try them all. I'm on your side when times get rough. Mm, friends just can't be found. Huh, that is weird. It doesn't really follow that same structure. I wonder if I should. This is a decision to make when you're arranging. Should I follow the feel of the original and leave this bar in, or um should I take it out and do my own thing with it? Um, in this case, I want to, at least in this verse, I want to stick to the original. I'll find a way. I'll navigate this bar, kind of pushing to the right, and then I'll kind of deal with it. Maybe later I might take it out later so that the structure feels more comfortable, at least to me. Yeah, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 15 measures before before bridge, which bridge feels like like that feels like that's the start of this thing. So yeah, 14 bars is a really weird, kind of a weird thing, but I just have to grasp on. So this is that's part of groove to me, the harmonic sort of ebb and flow, um, falls under groove. So what happens here is the melody is actually subverting that groove a little bit, where you don't need the groove to be um, exact or just like on a by the book, I guess, for the for everything to feel good, because the melody is going to kind of get us through that. So this bar of lull doesn't really matter so much. It doesn't feel wrong because the melody is going to help us through that. And especially since the melody is already established, the timing is already established. This is not an original piece. I'm going to leave that and navigate this sort of blank measure a different way to make it work. So let's go. Let's do it. Whew, this is a little bit of a challenge for me, so I don't think I want that. I don't think I want that to go that way. Like let's I'm just thinking really quickly, one way to help get us to this downbeat would be to speed up the harmonic content or the harmonic rhythm a little bit, making these two quarter notes, or even doing a little bit of a jump here, anticipating that change. Um, so we could do like something like this. Let's see. Hopefully this sounds good. So that's a lot of movement after like I would definitely not have written this the same if I had already had this. Bah, I'm on your side. Yeah, for that to happen, I'm gonna probably have the middle voice stop on beat one here. Yeah. Sorry, every time I stop like that, I'm really just listening very intently in my head to my inner sort of ensemble, I guess. Um, so let's have this middle voice stop here. We can even have the tuba keep going. But if it keeps going down from, let's see this, we got C. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's try that out. Yeah, you know that sounds really comfortable. That's yeah, that's a B flat. We could even that's in the or sorry, that's in the tuba. We could even double that somewhere else. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Um, Now that says it can't be played, but a lot of bass clarinets have some. What are we on? Yeah, low C. A lot of bass clarinets have these lower keys to play pretty far down there. Normal clarinet goes down to low E, I think, right? Yeah. Uh, G, F, E. Yeah, a lot of like regular, sorry, soprano clarinets in B flat have pinky keys down to an E, and then a lot of bass clarinets have these, low D. Some of them have low C. Can't really guarantee that. I can give it to the bass clarinet if, just in case they have it going on. Why not let them have it out, you know? Let them have their fun. I would certainly want to if I were a bass clarinet player. I'd be like, yes, please. I'll take the lowest notes I can play. And the thing is, they sound really great on bass clarinet. Like sometimes on saxophone, they can get kind of honky. Um, and a little rough, but on bass clarinet it just sounds so like meaty and warm, and comfortable, which is what we're going for in this. Yeah. So I think that sounds pretty cool. We could even get really moving. So we've got here we've got D, C, B flat. Here we've got F, E flat, then back to F. So the only thing we're missing is B flat A or A flat, um, A flat G, and then to F. But this already goes up to the F. So let's, yeah, that's too low really to be that comfortable. So let's see, this is on D. A flat is a tritone from that, so that's not gonna sound very nice. Um, oh, you know what? That's because I'm starting a note too late. So I would have had the A flat here and then had G, F. But yeah, still pretty far from sounding okay. So let's, you know what? Actually, let's double that bass line. Uh, you know what? I actually don't feel that attached to that. Let's do it somewhere else. And if clarinet doesn't have that low C, I'd rather them play the G above that. Oh, this is still all in concert or all in transposed pitch. Yeah, if they don't have that low C, I'd rather them play the fifth above that. So let's have some fun with this. I think we could make this double flat. Just to have some fun with it. Yeah, that's too soon to throw something like that in the mix, I think. Still on I'm on your side. So let's add some more warmth to this. So we had this when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Let's add some more comfort to this. So baritone. What if baritone goes the opposite direction? Like that, except lower. Okay, what if somebody does that with baritone? Really uplifting. That is an uplifting thing to say. I'm on your side. Let's let tenor sax, bari sax. Yeah, that's definitely lifting up like a lot. That's really nice. Really comforting. What if we what if we went to not that. That's the wrong. Ooh, that's only a whole step above. That might be thick. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking. I wanted to go to the A flat. I started thinking in terms of 5, 6, and dominant 7, then F. Yeah, it's not necessary. It's not really helpful. We can have it in both voices. We can keep it piano. I need to give them a new marking anyway. This can be at mezzo. These instruments are still playing at that. I'm going to remind them of the dynamic marking here, just in case they got a little crazy during that thick section. Let's get back to it here. Since I put that in tenor sax, I could copy it up to the clarinets, but we've got both of these on it. I think it's probably going to get covered by somebody. Yeah, it's really too low for clarinet anyway. So let's keep it here. Yeah, you know what? Having that silence there with trombones, um, trombones kind of on their own with the melody, that sounded pretty cool. I didn't, I just hadn't written the harmony, the next part yet, but really that sounded fine to me. You know what I want to do actually? I think I would like to take this an octave up and put it in a couple clarinets. I think tenor sax, I don't think needs it. Yeah, I think that feels, oh man, it feels so warm. It just feels like home. Let's edit that a little bit then, since we're taking it up. I didn't want it to feel too stale on the harmonic rhythm earlier, so I left it out. I left the beat 1 out. But now, I think since it's so far separated and in a new instrument, I think we could get some good value out of it being here. Oh, oh, yeah, just not that note. Woo! That was rough. Let's start it right there. Yeah. And let's sneak into it actually. Let's start out at nothing and then really sneak into it. Let's end up at mezzo. Um so clarinets will kind of have to look forward a little bit, see like, oh, what's the target dynamic here? And then we'll start at 0 and get to mezzo here. Now, what I'm hearing in my head, we get this, I'm on your side, and it's so warm. And then, when times are rough, let's get dark here. When times are rough, let's start sneaking in a little bit of rougher harmony. When times get rough. Is it? Yeah, when times get rough is actually, I think, how the original goes. When times get rough. let's go ahead and put that in. Let's do it. Trombones can do that. Let's get the right rhythm. And then let's go ahead and slur all that together. If I can hit the right buttons, click on the right tools there. When times get rough. Um, I actually am thinking I would like to keep the downbeat where it is. But let's go ahead and do this sort of a Scotch snap rhythm here. When times get rough, when times get rough. Yeah, I think that'll work nicely. Let's slur those two notes. And it also works fine to have that sort of snap because that T sound on times. When times get has some articulation to it as well. Rough when times get rough. We'll have a little darkness. And friends just can't be found. We'll get really dark here, really thick harmony, and then like a bridge. Everything then is just going to be crystal clear. Over troubled water. And everything will just clear up and be so nice and good feelings again. Let's do that. I like the idea of that. Okay. Of course I need to copy that down to trombone. Oh yeah, I didn't do that because I don't know if that's going to happen yet. Okay. So let's start getting thick with the harmony here. We've got a G in the melody. And if you've heard of Jacob Collier and seen anything that he has done, you may know that any note can go over any chord. So I could get crazy with this, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I really want the darkness to happen. Dark usually for me means minor. That's where we start getting any hint of darkness. So let's be in the minor space. When times get rough, let's floor that. Let's make the floor C. So it's minor. So I'm already feeling, since we're in this, we don't know what the third is yet, but since we're in this key, we know that it's an E flat and it's gonna feel minor. So we could put it. Okay, to me, a thing that's gonna make a minor chord feel even more dense like that is having a 2 added, so an add 2. So we could really go crazy with having a C in the bass, and then having the 2 up here, and then the third Yeah. I need to remind saxes of the dynamic marking. Remind them how loud to play here. I kind of like, um, I like having the clarinets separate there. Let's get out of that space and be starting on When Times Get Rough. I need to have another instrument join the trombones on this to lead us into this timbre. Hmm. I want to have an upward movement here. So we could have C, B flat, A flat, B flat, G, F, E flat. Hmm. Maybe not. So let's have C, D. Let's go ahead and go E flat, D, and then we have, yeah, have a little bit more to work with. That's not too low for tubas. Um, yeah, bari sax doesn't need to be playing, probably doesn't need to be playing any weird notes. Get bari sax to double that C. Have those two next to each other. Ooh, I could do similar to what I did in Gone the Sun and sort of walk up from this. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. Check this out. This is so exciting to me. So tuba's walking down here. C. That's not the right. C, B flat, A flat, G, and let's have woodwinds start climbing upward. C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. Like do some, that wasn't great, but we can do some kind of walking up out of this space, and that'll blend into the when friends just can't be found. That'll blend into that. So let's start. And then what I have to do is set a foundation here. So we'll have bari sax set it. And bari sax is great for that because it's a real husky sound. Um, it's easy for a bari sax player to really pump out the volume a little more than some of the other instruments. We can double that in bass clarinet just to really set a good foundation. And then we can have the other instruments. This is going to be great because we have this E flat and baritone that's going to kind of clash with some of this. And that's what we want. When times get rough, that's what we're describing. And we want the harmony to get rough here for about 4 bars, and then like a bridge, and then everything's going to open up. So let's do it. So what I need to do is start mezzo piano, and then these instruments are going to crescendo here. So I'm going to have the floor here crescendo. And I use kind of house metaphors for this in my own mind. So the floor is going to crescendo so that it can hold more weight because the other instruments are about to add more here. And they're going to stop being in unison, which means they're going to get further away from the floor, further away from the support. So the floor's got to get, more stable underneath. So we're going to start on C. We'll start this on tenor sax. So let's give it a dynamic. So we'll start mezzo piano here as well, and then tenor sax is going to start. Now I could have it rearticulate this, dee, 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 or something like that, or I could have it dee, 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 dee. Let's not have it rearticulate. I don't know if I'm going to have it step up yet with the rest of the instruments, so let's leave that blank. So it'll step up. See, this is great because clarinet isn't going to have that pitch. So what I can do is bring clarinets in on beat 3. And then since tenor sax isn't rearticulating, the clarinets will sort of rearticulate for the tenor, but it'll be buried in that sound. So it won't stick out. It won't be like ba-dee, ta-dee. It'll be like be-dee-dee. There'll be that little blip where it articulates. I'm singing a major third instead of a minor third, but that's okay. Oh, see how it's already like clashing? Okay. Yeah, that should be a D because clarinets have that low E. Yeah. So they're really digging down into the bottom here. And since it's this low in the bass clef, in the bass staff, this lowness really makes things gritty. Any interesting intervals down here, even thirds down here past middle, past low C, past C3, even thirds can sound really clashy down there. It's kind of a lower limit of a lot of those intervals. Fifths and fourths sound okay there, but I'm about to put seconds and all kinds of stuff down in the staff, and it's going to sound, man, it's going to sound rough. When times get rough, that's going to be about this. So we've got our floor situated here with our C's that are gonna crescendo and offer more support. Actually, I'm not gonna take that D any further because I think I'm gonna change it here for when friends just can't be found. So I'm having clarinets walk up. Now, then the key to this, and this is kind of the opposite of that of a cascade. The key to this is E flat. Nailed it. Anyway, the key to making this sound good is I'm going to have these clarinets stay on their pitch. And then these clarinets are going to keep walking up. Yeah. And each clarinet, as we go higher, walks up more and more, and then we end up with this walking, this stair-stepping. Oh wow, that's a dynamic change. Well, I haven't given that clarinet a dynamic yet, I don't think. That's the first time first clarinets are playing. So this is what this sounds like. Yeah. Man, bass clarinet really gets nuts. Bass clarinet on Finale really goes for it. It is not messing around. To be fair, I'm not giving it a goal dynamic. So I can fix this. We can get a mezzo forte out of here. Um, there we go. That'll make a big difference. Hopefully that makes a big difference. And then we should get the crescendo in. You know, yeah, we should get the crescendo in everybody's part here. We could probably start with how um with how dense this instrumentation is. I could probably start all these voices actually piano instead of mezzo piano. Uh, I don't need to start the clarinets that way. And then eventually I'll need to drag the dynamic marking down here as well. Don't need to start the clarinets, the soprano clarinets that way, maybe, probably not. No, probably not. Yeah, they can go ahead and start mezzo piano. I don't want to start the tenor that way either, really, because it's moving first, and if sometimes if you do these things too softly, it sounds like incorrect as opposed to dense harmony or something like that. So I'm actually gonna let's start the floor at piano and let it progress all the way from piano to mezzo forte and see how this sounds. Yeah. So then we're gonna get the when friends just can't be found, and that's gonna start to be we're gonna get pretty emotional about that. So tenor sax did this. Let's give it a note for the downbeat. I don't know if I want to cut beat 2 off of all the other instruments. Just stop on beat 1, have that unison B flat in the trombones on the word when, the lyric when, and trombones, horn, alto, have that be on its own, and then friends really put the gas down. Let's give it a shot. Now, having the crescendo keep going past beat 2 really doesn't make all the sense, but we'll go for it. Man, it really makes Barry's sax sound not not good. The finale version. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I need a light on. I'm missing keys on the keyboard. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I can stop making those mistakes. All right, let's see how this sounds when the bottom drops out on beat 1 here. And we'll drag these back so we reach what's the term I'm thinking of? Really reach the crux of this crescendo at the right time. And then friends just can't is gonna be this just you wait. It's gonna be heavy. Um you know what? Want to have baritone in on this too. Uh Tuba has known how loud to be. let's go ahead and let them get in on the fun, on the crescendo. Yeah. We can drag that back to, there we go. Okay, yeah, made a mistake by having leaving clarinet 1 on this. That's a second interval there. Let's get back to concert pitch. Yeah, it needs to be a B flat for it to make sense. Don't even know if I'm gonna want first clarinets to be playing that unison. Oh yeah, I'm ready for I'm so excited for Friends to just like slap, and it's not yet. I haven't written it yet. So let's get started. Let's write it. Let's write when friends just can't be found. Friends just can't. Let's start with friends just can't. When friends just can't. We can really play with that. All right, we need to go G F E flat. And let's pick a landing place. Friends just can't be found like a bridge. And then bridge is going to be the comfortable place. Bridge is going to be the big 1 chord that's going to make everybody feel good. So friends just can't be found E flat in the melody. What if we made E flat? Let's make the melody note. Friends just can't. Let's make it an E minor. Let's make it a minor 9 chord. Let's make it a D flat minor 9 chord on can't. I like that. Don't ask me why. I think that's gonna be powerful. That's not a D. That's a D. D flat. When friends just can't be found. Oh, this is gonna be so deep. So how are we gonna get to that D flat sound? Well, the 5 of D flat is A flat. And then we have an F in the melody over A flat would be perfectly fine. It'd be 6. Tritone substitution of that is D natural. But don't know if I need to do all that yet. What if D flat? So we're going to a D flat minor chord. So we could, instead of doing a progression in D flat, we could do a progression in, that could be the 6 chord of E major. We could do oh my gosh, we could do a 2-5 in E, and then do a deceptive cadence to D flat or C sharp, which is the 6th of E major. So we could do a 2-5 in E major. The 5 chord would have that F on top of it. So it would be a B major chord with an F on top of it. we could use a Neapolitan flat 6 chord to harmonize the G melody note. So then it would be C7 of some kind, whether we want French, German, or um, Italian, or something else that we make up. So it could be, and I don't think this is going to fit the technical use for a Neapolitan chord, but we could use a flat 6 or a tritone substitution 5 of 5, I guess, and then 5 in E major, and then land on a D flat chord. Man, you talk about some, this will get out. But I like the C minor, the 5 of the half step above the 5, because that'll guide us in from this key to get to this D flat minor, doing this weird thing. If I just started on the 2 chord in E would be an F sharp or G flat chord. That would be pretty out from the key that we're already in. I could use this to really blend those two things together. So let's go with C, which our ear is already liking C. Then go to B natural, and then up to D flat. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Okay, I'm so excited for this. So let's start with some simple harmony. So from C, probably the easiest thing to do next in the next voice up would be a 5th, or we could leave it pretty like some good solid foundation and have it just copied an octave up. So we have C, B natural again, and then we're going to have D flat, and the 5th of that would be A flat. So not really a good blending. Not the best voice leading opportunity there. We could go straight up to D flat in that voice as well. Yeah, that's too low. Woo, gonna need some solid voice leading happening in the other voices to make this. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's go ahead and copy everything else. Now I could invert this B something chord to blend this a little better. Than it would be C. If I did it over the 3rd, it would be C, E flat, D flat. That might be a little more grounding to have that. Yeah, that might be more grounding to have that E flat in the bass, but still have somewhere underneath. So let's see, the F here is right here, so the B would need to be, the B natural will need to be like right under that F, a tritone below it. So we're talking about right at the top of the bass clef here. And then, yeah, then we're going to get different. So, oh, I like that. Oh, wait, that's an F flat. And I got my head in treble clef for a minute. Sorry. F is going to be the 3rd, so... Man, just changing that one note, right? Really clarified where everything is going to sit. So... Let's do copy that into this trombone. Yeah. Gonna make that. Oh, wait. I did say I wanted it to be D flat minor 9, didn't I? So I'm gonna need that to be down there. Why is second trombone playing so much more softly than first trombone? That's weird. So, oh, let's have fun. Okay, so we've got C, E flat, D flat. So we've got a really nice enclosure on that D flat note. Let's harmonize the rest of this. Need to get that. So friends just can't is gonna need to be, so we've got horn and F right here on that G. Right below it, I feel like it's obvious we have this warm E flat right underneath the melody. And it could almost be E flat, D, but then it would need to be C flat. This minor, on this minor 9 chord. Whoop, sorry trumpets, don't need you yet. It would need to be a C flat on this minor chord. So E flat, D, which is a sharp 9 over this B chord. So what do we need? We need C. Did I already put this somewhere? No. C, B, not B flat. It's going to be C, B. Well, B again, I guess. Or C flat. I think I can get away with saying B natural, right? Do I need everything to, do I want to call this a C sharp chord? Like, and then if I make everything proper, then I'm not going to have E flat in the melody. I'm going to have D sharp in the melody. So I think I can get away with writing B natural instead of C flat here. And change, like, that's just going to add confusion. So let's keep it simple. So we've got friends just can't. So the next note down for clarinet 1 would be that B natural. But that's some voice crossing happening here. And I don't need to have the root again, the D flat happening here. We could double the melody for a second. Could double the melody and then walk down to something else. Whatever's going to be after D flat minor 9. However, I'm going to work my way back to E flat from there, which actually would be easy if there were just one chord in between D flat and E flat, but I'll tell you what, let's leave it out for now. So let's harmonize this some more. We've got C. Let's put a 7th on that C chord. Are we making? Oh my gosh, we could make it a C. It would need to be a C major chord to be. Whew. That's kind of out of nowhere. But that would be correct. And then F is the would be the raised 4th or flatted 5th of the chord. Do we need to put a 9th on this instead of having it altered? Or maybe I just need to stay away from this. This first clarinet is pretty close to the melody. Maybe I need to just stay away and keep the next thing down from the melody be a little more removed. is what needs to happen. So then we have the seventh here. Might as well have the A natural, seventh of B, and then A flat, the fifth of, oh yeah, that's great voice leading. Fantastic. Yep, works great. Okay, how about the next part? Well, we should have a fifth in there. Now we're into the melody space now. Um, we're an octave below the melody. So we've got a fifth. So it's not going to be, which one is it that has the augmented fifth? I feel like French has the augmented fifth in the Neapolitan chord, but this doesn't, this is not doing the exact same thing, so I shouldn't call it that. So we're doubling the melody here, so G, and then we need to depart from the melody a little bit, so this B, this 5 chord has a flat fifth. I've got the 7th with the A natural. F is the flatted fifth. Well, why not? I guess let's just copy it, maybe. Don't need to get too crazy. I mean, it's right here in the trombone, too. I think the content's going to be, we don't need to over-harmonize this, I guess. The melody's already got this going on. G, F, E flat. So let's get down to the D flat somehow, which is E flat on clarinet. So clarinet's not going to have it. Well, what do we have going on there? The A flat. So it could just be the third. We could just go down to F. So let's voice lead from C minor. Let's voice lead this with the goal of F in mind. So we could just copy the melody and then stay on F, stay on the melody note for the third to be happening. Can't go up from E. Oh yeah, E flat is fine. Or E natural. This is where the E natural can come in. Oh man. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Okay. Let's start here. Now, bass clarinet can do the same work as the baritone here, an octave north of. Why did that not happen? Just an octave north of our tuba friend. Let's make sure we're on the same page with dynamics. Baritone. Okay, there we go. We can have bass clarinet do the same, perform the same mission as our baritone. We can really have tenor and bari sax on this if we want. We could have trombone too. Yeah, that's low enough for trombone 2 to be doing that work. And we could start these instruments out at mezzo forte, really. Yeah. Let's leave, since we're adding all these other instruments, let's leave trombone 2 out of the fun zone. Sorry, trombone 2. Have it do that clarinet 3 line. And then have trombone 1, since we kind of got the copying out of the way. Let's have that A natural like that. And then I kind of think we're on it here. I could really put these two voices in tenor and bari saxes without much trouble. I mean, that's in a nice part of each of those instruments. So, all right, I'm so worried. I put all that work in and it's gonna sound like not good. So I'm pretty nervous about this. Oh, whoa, that's so like, um, wow, that's impactful. If I continue like this, so first of all, I definitely want to slur these notes. It was a little bit ta ta ta. Um, man, that was really. I'm still just like freaking out inside a little bit because that was so crazy. And let's go ahead and let tuba. They can slur notes. Oh, this is crazy. Wow, how big of a moment that is. Of course, it's going to continue. Friends just can't be found. Yeah. Whoa, that's such a shift there. Yeah, what I didn't need was first clarinet on that. I think that's one clarinet too many. Yeah. Wow. It sounds a little jazzy. A little jazzier than it needs to be. But eh, I'm not gonna I don't think anybody's gonna write their congressman or congress yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna write their write this anybody about it actually. Hopefully they write somebody about it and they're like, "Oh my gosh, have you heard this arrangement?" Maybe I don't need so that walk down, this walk down is maybe a little much. But it also may depend on what happens in the next chord, you know. So let's go from D flat. Whew. This is this is so exciting for me. So we've got F in the melody. Let's go from a D flat. Now we got D flat. Oh, you know what? I made it a D flat major 9 instead of a minor 9. Should definitely be an F flat instead. Wow, that's a mistake for sure. So now, oh, this is going to be that much darker. Okay, now, yeah, that's definitely something going on, and I think that's what needs to be doubled somewhere. And I'm gonna give it to Barry Sachs. Oh, don't get too far out there. I'm gonna give it to Barry Sachs to double second trombone. I think second clarinets are going to be fine on that B flat, A flat. That's a really easy line to hear that sticks out on its own. It doesn't need a whole lot of help. Now, let's get from whew, let's get from there to something on this F. Friends just can't be you know what? My sense of humor tells me to make it a B, some kind of B chord with a flat 5 or a raised fourth, but doesn't need to happen. I don't need to be that clever about it. I could walk down from D flat, so D flat, C, B flat, then hang out on some kind of B flat for the whole bar, and then that'll get us back up to E flat on bridge, right on the downbeat of bridge. I could go a different direction here. I could go up here, so I could end up in the bass. I could end up going G flat with and F being the major seventh, and then A flat, F in the melody again with the sixth, and then B flat over this G, F, E flat, or A, B flat, E flat. Really settle down on that E flat chord to work our way back, because we've got D flat, which has just got all the flats except for F, and then G flat has then all the flats except for F and ooh, I should know this. Oh wait, D flat has one fewer flats than G flat. Wow, I really messed that up. Because it's not got C flat. So we could work our way around the circle to get back to E flat from D flat. So our way to do that would be to go, to A flat. So from D flat to A flat, and then we're already down to E flat. That would be pretty simple. So if I went from D flat minor to an A flat chord, and then stayed in that key for a second and went to F minor, it's relative minor, that would be an easy transition, and that's already the 2 chord of E flat. So I could go to 5-1 right before like a bridge. The thing I have to decide before I do anything then is, do I want like a bridge to be 3 different chords, so 2, 5, 1 like that, or something else, maybe a little more creative, or do I want it to be can't be found 2, 5 like 1 bridge, big chords with the melody placed over over top. Let's see. For us to move into this like a bridge space, I think I want to go with the half note chords. I think I want the chords to be half note in length. Well, actually no, I want them to be quarter notes, and then I want to land right on that 1 chord. So what do we want D flat minor to, where do we want that to take us? So first of all, that's the chord. Let's hit play on that. It's pretty dark. Did I really mind? Did I really mind it being major? Yeah, I think I do. I do mind it because it just sounds like too jazzy and happy then. That really sounds more longing. Friends just can't be found. Just like anywhere, gone. Um, so I really want the harmony, I think, to drop lower here, to be going down. So let's have um, friends just can't be found. And I want this, I'm hearing a little melody underneath be found. I'm hearing like dee 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 dee, bo do do do. Friends just can't be found. Dee 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 dee, can't be found. Found. Mm, mm. It's a D, so I'm going B flat, A flat, B flat, C, D, something like that. I hear that in my head, so let's try to. Let's try it out here. That's a. Maybe I've. Maybe I don't need to hold that over. I think the tenor sax needs to stay on that note. Because that's a really open sound here. We've got these two on Fs, I believe. Yeah, F, C, D. Really not a big determinate. Oh, and G in the bass. So maybe these Fs do need to turn into, or no. These are the Fs. Maybe that's what should happen. It gets so much. It gets so much right there. I don't know another way to say it. It just gets so much. I'm gonna try it with the B in the bass. Ooh, yeah, that sets a different foundation. gets dark. Um, let's have the bass walk up. D flat, E flat, maybe E flat to F is a 9, a ninth, but it could be some kind of inversion. It could be an F minor 7, an F minor 7 chord in the third inversion with the E flat in the root, um, or even an F major 7 chord with the E flat in the root. Ooh, that that's getting kind of crazy, but so that's A flat, or what am I doing? E flat in the root, yeah. So there's C. Probably shouldn't have. Can't play down there, yeah. That's kind of, I guess that's getting low. Um, I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that. Wait. That's, oh my gosh. The A flat is what I actually want. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I let that happen. Okay, that's the different foundation. I mean, that did do something different. Oof. Put that fourth above the root instead of a fifth. It does add some flavor. I could make it happen. We've got that going on. We've got E natural. It could be E flat. And then G flat out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't think, maybe that's not necessary. It would be nice to kind of bridge these two though. And especially some kind of bridge between this and all of a sudden having a G or an E natural for the C. Oh, we could really make it interesting. And have the fifth on that B. We could have both of them down here, the fourth and the fifth, on this D flat minor chord. Oh, not double flat. What's going on down here that's making it rough? Oh, that. Yeah, that's kind of the lower limit for that. So we go from F, F, F flat, and I guess I can just make it E natural. That's kind of clean. And I think I have, that's too far away for it to be making a huge difference. I think having that C so close to this E flat is causing some of that grittiness to happen. Yeah, that does get dark right away. Um, well, that's how I like my coffee anyway. Let's make sure I'm happy with this here. We've got D flat, G flat. Really need that to happen. I think the A flat's good. I think the voice leading, having this go G, G flat, then up to A flat, I think that makes it a little awkward. A little more awkward than it needs to be. So G, what are the other options in this chord? Also G flat, like having the fifth above B. I mean the other option seems to be playing a major third there, which isn't really too far. G, B, A flat. Um, could take another note out of the chord instead of A flat. And then we're already up to D flat. That could be the seventh. That's pretty low for a seventh to be. So let's just keep it at A flat. Yeah, I'm not gonna get on to be found. I think I'm gonna change what happens there. I'll tell you what. I am getting to a point where I feel like I'm getting pretty into this, pretty inundated with options, and my head is like really buried into what's happening. So I think I need to stop. I need to take a break, back off, and come back to this another time. I think I'm probably good to go on what I've got, and if I keep digging in further, I'm going to lose perspective, kind of lose the forest through the trees, as they say. So, yeah, let's call it. I've been on here for quite a while now. Looks like about 2 hours, so that that needs to be probably the limit. And so let's play what I've got, and then I'll drop out. Yeah, little bare after all that motion, but um, I'm gonna have fun discovering a way to get from D flat. Um, minor 9 over to a nice homey E flat major for the chorus there, for the lyric bridge. So yeah, you know what, I'm gonna stop there. Go ahead and save the changes I have made, then back off from this, and next time I come back, I'll come back with fresh ears, fresh eyes, and everything. But if you stayed through this, thank you so much. Um, I know I didn't announce it beforehand or anything, but if you watch it back, thank you too. Um, I hope that I said something in here, maybe that little micro bit about this stair step thing, maybe that kind of showed you how to do that. I should really make mini videos, like miniature things on how to create those little moments. So that's maybe a thing I'll do going forward. Make these little miniature videos about that. So anyway, thank you again um, for watching and going along with me on this, and I will see you next time.